All right. Okay. So my name is Sam Nelson. I'm the founder of SDRleader.com. It's a big community of SDR leaders. And I'm going to be talking today about motivating your sales team through tough times. So, motivating your team through tough times is a hot topic. So, it's something that pretty much everyone is dealing with right now, some people more than others. But even in the best case, unless you're like an AI company that's hit the right wave at the right time, it maybe is a little bit different than 2021. And anytime things go, I feel like they're going backwards instead of forwards, it can be a little bit of a hit on morale. And as a sales leader, you need to make sure that you have a culture of winning and a culture, an exciting, happy culture. And it can be a little awkward when times are tough. And you also want to do this without lowering your standards. So motivating your sales team through tough times is the big question. And there are a lot of different answers and a lot of different strategies for doing that. What I want to focus on today, I want to add a couple of constraints to this topic. And that is by changing only things that I can control, assuming I'm a manager of individual contributors. Okay. So if I'm a manager of individual contributors and without spending any additional money. And then lastly, something that's pretty easy to implement. So something that's totally within your purview. And that easy strategy is increasing the surface area of wins. By magnifying wins, you can increase the culture of winning. You can you can have a culture of winning. You can make things more exciting, and you can increase morale without having to lower your standards or make any big changes. So this is something that's very simple that basically any manager can do. And there are three things we'll talk about. So we'll talk about celebrating small wins. We'll talk about where you can easily involve upper management. And then lastly, just keeping things fun. So, number one, celebrating small wins. So you want to find the lowest, maybe like the smallest area of achievement that you can comfortably celebrate. So you may have a community of SDR leaders. A very common one for SDR leaders is meeting set. Okay, this is a very small win. These are happening all the time. The key is to make these visible everywhere you possibly can. So in the Slack channels, messages from the manager, bringing them up in standing meetings, bringing them up before the training, having leaderboards. Maybe there's an email that goes out every day. It is very hard to over celebrate wins on an SDR team. And so it's extremely motivating. It costs no money. It's very time efficient to do. When someone is successful in some way, celebrate it everywhere. It's exciting for the person who's winning. It's motivating to that person. And it also is reinforcing to other people that it's easy to win. All right. Or that winning is very possible. Next is involving upper management. So this one is, there are some very simple, easy ways to do this that take very little effort from the upper management. So for example, having them comment in the Slack channel where we're celebrating wins, or having them show up to one of your meetings where you are recognizing people who have been successful, right? It's good to have some time every week, sometimes right before a training or right before some kind of weekly meeting where you kind of recognize people that have been outstanding in different ways. Involving upper management in some of those ways can be extremely motivating. And a lot of times managers can forget just how motivating this can be to individual contributors and also how willing upper management is to do this. So very easy, takes no money or time, and is very effective. And lastly, keep things exciting. So you want to do things to keep things fun. Okay, there are a lot of fun and memorable things that you can do that cost no money and make the job more fun. One that I talk about is like my blue hair was actually initially just kind of like a fun spiff. It was when new SDRs came in, if they beat the record for their first month, I said I'd dye my hair blue. And that's so out of character for me that it was really hilarious and really fun. weirdly, it became my brand, and now I've been stuck with it forever and probably will be forever. But yeah, it was like a fun incentive. So anything self-deprecating, anything fun or out of the ordinary or memorable is very valuable and can stack on top of any other incentives that you have. So a few things you can do to magnify the wins on your team. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a good rest of your conference.